I think as parents, we are the guardians of our children, and therefore we are supposed, or it's our responsibility to guide the mindset of our children, to guide their path, to make them responsible adults. I think when it comes to this gay and lesbianism thing, what I think is once a child is born with the female organ or the male organ, the child automatically is identified by his or her sex organ. So there's nothing like I want to be gay, I want to be that, even though I'm a male or I'm a female. Mostly what happens is as children develop or as they grow up, they find interest in so many things. My boy, for example, he loves to put on makeup, put on wig and stuff like that, it's fine and it's fun, especially when you are home with the children and you do things like that. But that notwithstanding, as responsible adults, we have to guide the children, let them know the thin line between what is right and what is wrong. It is wrong to think that because you have this kind of behavior, you think you identify as a male living in a female body or as a female living in a man's body. I don't think it's right. And we have to be responsible adults and then guide the paths, the mindsets of our children. And I think we'll be good to go.
This is the Hot Spot Show, and again topic I discussing it is really affecting so many African parents. Abra we or bad time and our guardian our show Obasha said then so baby edisia a day and our bay and you could see you about Mrs. Jennifer Dakwa Nasem and as in the Futu Sema or Demaya, parenting and Casano is a full-time business. So who need time and answer when you're ready, please don't try parenting. Because said the Proverbs 22 verse 6 and so kind or say abofrano equine power one faso now when you when free say equine so parenting is so much of a responsibility. Now so when a day na you home ewo ewiasimu. So many of the parents or momano any do baby they don't even care more about them. Baby abofrane da, baby abofrane ti, na fufu abofrana fa, the kind of peers abofrana a movie with impono. Some of these parents do not know. But a nema way they learn them from their peers. Inti abra ya jia to your say your parents no. Asudi kesiye edayen so. E maybe na anajo miko sorry. Maybe to make a corner who say girl be di Mika eba. Na bro di Mika ba na be maybe kuta belt and with dinechi. And a girl need Mika be jina mechina also. Brad Jimmy. Now catch a Branton is a we a bema for belt in the can I mention. The Branton who's not done in this woko. A bra woko no, now by you sending a chin. Because I don't know be poor boo now pound no woko no say dinechi or say meneno and that. Imagine so wawu baba around the age of 17. Na baby obano obaba ne dampun wunim na meme molestino na wo nyinsen na wo yitugu na bad time oda utumi dama de chinwa, then there is something really wrong with you. Eto hima Mrs. Jennifer Dakwa yada wasi bebre ene wadwen hre yakopon Israel. The next global partner ye konenche eye miankasa be boss of the bosses. Who can you boss around when the boss is around? Emmanuel Frempong Esiama. He's joining us from Dubai. Emmanuel Esiama.
Hi everyone. I am very honored to be part of this program and to share my idea or my opinion. First of all, I would like to extend my appreciation to your viewers and your listeners to discuss the topic as a guardian or parent. If your ward or your teenager is attracted to the same sex or acting gayish or being a lesbian, the issue is the real thing we need to consider is your teenager is starting. That is the underlying word, starts. That means that somebody is influencing him or her. Somebody is brainwashing him or her. Somebody is trying to distract him because your child is starting. That means he or she was not like that, and now he is acting like that. So you need to ask yourself, as a parent, you need to ask yourself, like, how and when, and as somebody is brainwashing your word, you need to also contact an expert to try to advise your word. And that is the time that, as a father or as a guardian, I need to show love to my ward, to get close to him or her, to understand the reason why he is doing that. This is not a time for me to shout at him or to push him away or like that, even though it's against my belief, right? But there's no need for me to do that. This is the time that I need to show love. I need to get close to him or her, try to understand her. Okay, because after all, that is how she is feeling, or that is how he is feeling. So as a matter of fact, you don't need to push him or her away, but you need to get close to him or her and try to understand the reason, and try to get an expert for her to try to bring her attention, to create self-awareness for her, to let her know the danger that she is going. And lastly, I have to help to pray for my word, involve her in my praying, or remember her when I'm praying, because certain things like this, matters like this, sometimes you need to be spiritual a bit, so that God will help her or him in this situation. But as I said, there's no need for you to push him away or her away. This is the time for you to show love to her. Yeah, so that is my opinion.
That was a very beautiful opinion from Emmanuel Frimpong Esiama, boss of the bosses. Dubai for chairman Emmanuel Esiama Frimpong. Nana, mine ya adwene bebre. Yes. Answer na ubetumi hunia obeyeno. You need to understand that was not the nature of your child, and answer of your word. And yes, sir, and I know what's here. Intino afeno all started acting weird, and as all started gaining interest in the same gender. No, that means there could be somebody, there could be an underlying factor, or be an influence. And at this moment, you need to find out who or what may be influencing your child or what. It could be some content on TV. There are some content on TV. Ube to say LNVS. L near for language, N near for nudity, V near for violence, and S near for sex. Into when you says such a program on TV, it contains such ratings per Israel. Ensure say parental control and other guidance you don't allow the child to watch, because at that age emufrano are very vulnerable, and that they also want to know everything around them, and to get to know when this thing started, and then at the cry influence the child. Na yenu bema Emmanuel Frimpong so yet said Abra will find it the source of sadie when you have friend and mofra are very vulnerable when it comes to issues like this. A yadia abeshenimu, a yadia wa gaining interest. Ain't so what per se would dissolve this sadie in free. It depends on the community where you find yourself. In the Western world, we just hey. Apofran one shot, we be losing the trust, and as we be losing trust in you. I think want me open up to you, be in situations and as circumstances are, or he or she really needs somebody to talk to. Because Obekini said, if I talk to my dad about it, he's going to act in a weird manner, and I say in a way he would rather want to keep it to himself. And I say, Obekwa continue before for akwadwene ho, and as I could home come on. In as much as you are trying to connect the dots, to find out where, and I say, Bebia Apofrano Onyasa kind of influence, if you know, you also need to show them love. It is a period of stage be another stage be omonemo. Gradually they may come out of it, but in view and as in pursuit of bringing them out of say menace, and I say that subino, and I said that unacceptable attitude, no, you don't break them psychologically, you don't break them emotionally. Bring them to show them love, because at that moment it's not easy. And to say would do be now parents and now more try every means possible to destroy the beautiful relationship. It's not easy for you to give in and answer because you Matthias or Manenko. They have begun to love what they are doing, and I said they have become passionate about Adieno. It's when you put so much stress on them, and a Wonder Woman kind of, they may commit suicide or do something crazy. Thank you very much, Emmanuel J. Emmanuel Esiama Frempong Nyankopon Inshrao. Along the line, the another resource executive member Waye Juma Ewo Hospital as an administrator, Ewo Asqua Children's Hospital. When you move fra a sign be into he knows how children act, behaves, think, and in the the Dr. Prince Prempe Ebeba now Wabe Boyen. I'm here discussing this issue. Next on the line, young Casa Sugimi Baba, your friend Stephanie Apia. You go to your hima Stephanie Apia so kafa.
Diana Maya Nijina, me parents no, abofra ni more shas and a young femono. Part I me play and I ran a me walk a one and none for film. Abofra be upon one, so oh Nina, the none for phone and I am mad, the none for phone and I am mema. Abofra be upon swap or mingle the none for four, or my own say, Mamma, eh, I buy a be all a class, me Nijin who power. Mama boy be all a class, I am not she. Nina, my own say me bay. The Nijin myself one and the Nijin myself. But abofra no kokoye abofra de bia ye ono nko a ubehu one be ma nko anenam ubehu one oba nko anenam me de mpe ma asem me de mpe me ma asem e ya na wa mo weni ada ho no minim abofra bi we ye ma ntem ha se ya abofra be ma wo sha ase oye ne bibia se oba ampe nyina be ma obo ampe enne ma ne all the time mu musa koda ne mema e di agro oye ne bibia se mma nti sa abofra we ni se o nyini ba no wa ma wani anko ne ho a e de na obetimi di aba obetimi abaye se ne oba afi kokoshi aba ma bia ono na adwena se ya wa ye ge na afi na wakwa di akorura ne mu na ono so aba abaye ge nti e wo se abofra ni nyina ye hwe sem ne o mo ayonko fam no esitie o da brofo no wo kwa Omo abreti me bisa woman, do you have a boyfriend? Do you have a girlfriend? Eya fa de brefi e be chia me. Inye so omo kwa ye mu kra money semu. But opese omo se me ba be me. Is he into girls? And I said me ba be is she into boys? And then ni kwa say all the time ye ma ye hu say e na bofra no pie na obe ya kra boni na obe kwa ye ma say there be say omo sha say na ye ma ye ni ko omo na e ma ye ti me detecting them. Okay. Meba what starting who show gayism, what starting who show lesbianism. My friend, maybe sa oh boy, oh girl, there be other many home. Me show me ye mu ne o nanti mu ne o nyuma ye bi mu a. Ehu say meba no na niji mema ho because e ye mema de but na niji mema ho. Meba yo ban so na niji ma asem ho. E wo say me from me started two fo. Me started no kasa e wo nyame kwan so. The meeting me as a parent, I brought me detected such a sign about you, no. And he said, me de kasachre, any futuo, any Bible, munsem, a bedi kind of wakasa, na se counselor be crampa, my pel, na one wakasa, etu for amame. Me dem pie bo ever tell which he say, rather than me be wakofa beni, no me. Nanso so, ye na boy, ye no dane da bonny way your home power, ye me by men power no. Nanso, what was the sandy pana, in nipa or hina come madam nsem de open a wode to no erade sesane mame enye se me ba be pam me ba na be ye ne kai esa masaya se ho no me lose me ba no maka wonti enti pam no de bi mintimi pam no e wo se me de aboche me de abaye no ema ne ye mo na me ne kasa na me tutu ne fo na se Nyankopon a otumi ade nyina ye no dako obesesa me ba no nti ni kwan se me to na twene eni kwan se me pam no me nyi me ba ne mu sese ne wakofa ba ni na mom be de mpaibo be de nkotoshwe eni kasachwe eni odo ebe me ne ho sa ade na wo ye no etie Nyankopon mra ade na wo ye no eye no me ema wo ahwe kra ebe tumi aba me so Nyankopon tumi ade nyina ye obetumi asesa me ba na dwe me ba ne betumi afiri intimi nso na ntwen me dase
kindly subscribe, like, and share the link for others to also enjoy this beautiful concept. And as a beautiful episode, it's still the Hotspot Show, and I'm still your regular host. My name is Emmanuel Ofari. You can call me Kenza Blinks or KB for a shot. Okay, that was a beautiful submission from Wahima Stephanie Apia. I couldn't agree with you more on this. How well do you know your word? How well do you know your child? How well do you scrutinize them? And Perifoka said, action speaks louder than words, but oftentimes, we turn a blind eye to the actions. Abra Obani Sano, or putting up some signs, some behaviors. But when you are so lazy, and now when you're observant, you don't read them, talk to your children. When they come back from school, be so more. Get into their thoughts, their heads. Nima bebre koso wo ye mofra braboma. Enye ni nyina no mutumi eba be kachre yen. Said you know Emma Stephanie Eka no abofra bi betumi aka cho say mama, na nya damfo bi wo school mu. Get to understand the way they reason. Because in Pempi, ayana they disclose subino in their words, in their attitudes, in their behaviors. Into say when to me unscrutinize yomo. And as I went to me, I observe when you beba na akeche. It may be too late for them to put a stop to say attitude. No, it was your for one more sharing all around the world. Talk to your children. Get to know who their best friends are. Get to know who they meet in school, who they meet at the library, who they meet in church, who they meet in the bus, in the train, in the plane. Get to know everybody. Because Obia was the propensity to influence your child in one way or the other. So you know what kind of a banty be one area more he's acting gayish. Into the abra with your parents, you may be tempted to think, say, oh, I have a friend, oh, Ninia or best. Yes, in Pempi, the children begin to drift from a peculiar way of life. Na after o masasa but emufra bi wo nso a say so ban no mo wom for mufra brem no eno na omudinini into get to know your children so well. Some parents do not know their children into mufra ni twa they can't detect it. Please, parenting is a full-time business. If you are not ready, don't even start. Thank you very much, Oyema Stephanie Abia. That was a very lovely submission from you. Yawa Mr. Wise Ankrawaha and Amiankasa Mido Wiasen so Emilia Johansson so be joining us from Denmark. Now answer nano, yen invited yen doctor, na yen dinko. Ye try and wabe busia for. Today we're talking about children, ain't you know? We have a doctor in the house today. Or you're very close to children because he is the former administrator for Asokwa Children's Hospital. Now, we're dealing with a lot of children. And on how children behave and how children respond to issues. And we are joined by Dr. Prince Prempe Jemfi on the line here. Dr. Pacho, welcome about the Hotspot Show.
Yeah, I just open case and Pachona, Bibia Bokodi.
Radia Dumo, Pacho Mehoyepa. Yo, for this is Prince Prempe Jemfi. He's the CEO of Brickets Holdings, and then your deputy fundraiser for WFP Lake Region, that's East Africa. Osansi, a former health service administrator for Asokwa Children's Hospital, Ghana. Osansi, a freelance chef with the pantry bowl. That will be the Prince Prempe. I mean, you will fall in love with him. He's such a wonderful chef, and he's traveled all around the world. Okoha na Okoha say, Doctor, yeah, was to say what joining and
So me that's be brave. Say, "O mama ba ojumedi so."
you. Doctor, Assembly air high in Bebre. Now, the entire friend no is because of the relationship you have with children. And say, Abrana, we administrator ewo Ghana, Asqua Children's Hospital, no. And Pempi, I'm about one chain, no. Now, and near my office, I hear props, and I near my decorating office now, and near my Mofry Niji. And then, and Mofrano, but sometimes, you know, I recall a couple of times, and Mofrano po ewo parents in China, they are always crying, but Abraham Beba in China, now Omeja Isun. Yes, and Mammy who say, I say, who were a Moframun Titi, internet topic in the Oberboy Empire.
Okay, that's it.
And the topic he discussed say, what quiet or who for an answer a guardian, no. So who say, with teenage child, no, what shall say, that you should be to say, or war any kakra or interest be a similar gender moi as obata you know a day and I obey. Now my question is doctor I am and I say Nana Prempe, is it no strange to say abofra ebe drifted from the norm and answer from Subaya ne papa and mama a dying a di e is it not outrageous and answer ridiculous a child will behave differently from the way ne papa and answer the family no etie ana.
Okay. So okay say a strange idea. Make us say a strange idea. Some say baby I want on it. I can remember they say aduane a hu bi wo o ma meboti aso na ye chiwade.
Ye chiwade.
Enti abofra bia benyini a ye wo hu no ofie no. Ana say they were exposed to no. And now oda meti e won that sitting.
Good.
Child growing up in the home of an SDA, you don't expect this child to come out tomorrow to eat pork because it is something that is not eaten in their house.
Yes.
Yes, so it becomes difficult for you to see a child coming from that religious background eating something that is contraband in their home.
Okay.
So, say a kobasa abofra a teachima and also ofree a kwaya and a wofo a person of fashion no there. Like I say, a musu and I say a strange said the wokano.
Yeah.
Na a cocoa to sort because me difference me won't teach you. Tinina no. As soon as you might be able to query and you be able to teach you my nayati once.
Okay. Nana Prempe Patron and up why not church the moon yentia or phobi enye gay and I say on far one kasa the same gender and then in your baby now so not or moba or ma wono no. To me, any GB will be busy when patron a day to me this idea never.
Okay, well, the matter was a bit brave. Medical, actually, what tea for any other four and they were who quite not who teach you medi. Okay, first, when they can be say socialization, who say, oh, abofra, they can say, a crown, no, issue of a funnel, ejina, the papa, and I send a mammy. So a bear man who won't papa send a papa in the room model, the first room model and papa.
Yeah.
Or Basso first room model, hey, and a mammy. Intina canina and Yesusano, say you won't cry, a man not yet, ye chica, no man of society, not a man who was a son tuntra, and in Webiano Mukasi. Some say, Uhuno or Banum say, or Badia was a dance of Ben Webiani. Bearman so there's a cow of your bearman a day, Ichika. Ha, Intino, say, Apofrani, a dash baby. Na say awofo ne mpa na ekire say awofo no nyuma ye bi omoye no e ho teach makakra yenti ameka sa ne say ye yenko ye de Bible so beba makakra Proverbs 22 verses so kira akra no koye on faso train up the child the way he should so the bear wonyini a on free mu it say awofo no ada so ban bi a na ekire say bi a benimfo no na awofo no na eda na di e wa abra omokro mu nim so omo da na di ana say awofo no Emra church abofra no emra wosa no nti abofra ni nyiri no ne namfo no mu no okusua na bonten e na de bae ye free bibi socialization no chese e kwan a abofra fa so a onyini ana se ye wo abofra nyankopon de ade bi abofra ni nyina owiase nyina ama e te se clear ye de atofo ana se blackboard ana se board without the church a ye ntro so nti ohun ofa ne mu nyina no na ọtro so So the more you experience certain things in life, the more you hear, the more you are taught, then you inscribe on your tabula rasa or your plain board, then it forms you. So you can see that there are two kids. One comes from a notorious community, one comes from a very calm or a residential community. They were born in the same hospital, they were delivered by the same midwife. But then you see that maybe after some few years, when you bring these two children to the same place, you see that they all exhibit different characters and different traits. They are shaped by our environment. Okay. They are shaped by their various environments, their parents, their friends, the kind of school they attended. Now, problem kakra me want to say, as our phone, especially when we talk about sex education, our phone be sex education, they leave their child to learn it from their own way. But we are in a world that now is an ecosystem whereby you would see that if you don't teach your child, if you don't train your child how you want the child to be, somebody else will train your child for you. Exactly. Then who bears the consequences? Tomorrow you, the parent, will bear the consequence. Let's give an example. Akwara Ako School. You know, there are so many girls that on the first time of the first day they menstruated, right? The first day they menstruated, they never even knew what was menstruation about because their parents didn't have the time to even teach them before. A girl wakes up and she sees blood. She thinks she's hurt. She doesn't even know. That means now parents are caught up in a rat race. They wake up very early in the morning, try to put the children to school. They have a housemaid. They are bent on making money. Of course, we need the money to pay the bills. But it's about time we also have time for our kids. I have a group of kids who are my friends. They are about 15, 16 of them. And the eldest of them is about 12 years. I hang out with them, and it will surprise you. Children are very genuine. They tell you their mind. In my line of duty, I prefer two people, like children and the lunatics. They are very straightforward. They tell you what they want, and they live in their own world. So it's sometimes not easy to have a parent who doesn't teach the child what or instill certain kind of discipline in the child, but expect a certain result from the child. One child or akrano say obani obanshia no enye ye culture yi anase ya brabo aye wo anase o man ye wo mu so oba akofa oba eye busu bema kofa bema eye busu maame ne papa no won church akrano. But you expect that akrano to live normal. Debbie and your social media or your one for. When was the last time I opened to me parents on my program used to say, when was the last time when a partner say a church and say we ye. My friend says I'm free that's super idea. I will follow any engine one I say odd and I say it's strange from our phone dear the mechanic and say and you're not our full way mono. O man yo meduma ye kwan ye dikan. O man yo meduma ye meeting up so man yo meduma ye and I say ebi omo yo meduma ye enso abofra no koto na fo boni school ebusiafo and amfo ebi who feel on mu pa what you see apart sexually without you knowing our children are our friends. The whole problem and obeting about freely and what begin commercial papa na so man. You see papa fo bebre you mo say over there when you talk about daddy or you talk about papa or father, you are talking about punishment. Abrania Bonnie so some other channel here, child of papa baby. It's a running to me or dog and money papa and papa and cassa. Nina or papa a fear. The only time our parent papa cassa a timer, or could you school fees and also we need there's a bill to settle. The children are living in their own world. Parents are living in their own world, but also say many dear. We are okay. The child should be your friend because you are bringing up an entity. So if you don't teach the child your own ethics, your own culture, your rules, trust me, the society will teach the child for you. And now we have so many movies on screen that are promoting gayism. They are promoting the lesbianism and all those LGBT long acronyms. No, they are just around us. People in our houses, people even in the church. We saw people who came out from the Catholic Church, those who were abused in the 70s. So it's closer than we think. So if parents don't bring the kids closer to them, then a lose battle no, from day one. And it's not about this lesbianism. You're talking about drugs too.
Okay.
This afternoon, I'm having a conversation with a lady, and she tells me, "Oh, no, dear, when she smokes weed, she feels okay. But if you say, "I can't say, oh, no, we are madam." But then I'm quite about to say, "Oh, no, madam." Which means you know. But why don't we regularize it and cafe? Now for the boss, now for him. Wow. I didn't ever manage it. I'm focusing on the brain. When I say, "We inquire big chance to call party." And I'm going to to one nana. Then the phone come on a board make a crack. But only a phone call. No me inquire by 8, and I'm got some 18 como. Edimo, obey say junior high school, primary, but I could trust it in the you saw Bokran obey 8 years.
Okay.
And Penny won't crack in the monster. And I almost give things in the next one. And some of these, I don't know no monster. Was it, oh, I'm not 18 yet. One who said, when you're 18. But Odi 18 why you called out the papa catches so Odi 18 betting me on the monster.
Okay.
It just means he's waiting to clock the 18. But here they are catching us and some the part. But if papa will catch us and send the part, now for no more bar, only a month and no monster. And then I perhaps we have the one more.
Yeah.
Have you seen the difference?
Yeah, sure.
It's about orientation. How do we orient our kids? What kind of information do we put in their minds? No matter what's in common I eating up.
Yeah, but Doctor, permit me to ask you this.
If I say,
Nami Bisa will say, in your African traditional setup, no, it is very hardly say we will say parents be eden about nasia or nene kasa anasa or man sex education. Ye be brim hano, you want to say eja me ma said to take care of you. I pay the bills, I do everything in the house. Once what the end say, Obesha Musu ye na why ye SSA abofra ye. Is it not too much to ask for say abofra bedrin say SSA papa no demetna say. Now I mean is it not too much of a responsibility for our parents? Even though yes, they should give their children the requisite sex education no muhiano. Na unyi nso say ebia na ye papa na ye maame no so odwene se ebia na me ko bosu kra na ebia abofrei na adwin be ba so ma na koso ahwe.
Yeah, very good. So we have to differentiate one thing. Sex education is never sex practice.
Okay.
If you educate your child on sex, you actually I yeah papa no me maame no tima if you feel be another thing na edi nya betom ne. Nobody talk to us about sex. We learn sex from the streets. But then Sargin say, "Yeah, free one. Believe me or not. A bedroom maybe no. You can lose a man. You need to lose a man. Say, number one. Upon also say, talking about sex on the table is abomination. Talking about money is abomination. You don't talk about sex to your child. But now social media very rampant.
Yeah.
When you if you are there by social media, the moment we deal with phones, so I'll be deal with screen. We see a woman as a sex material or as a sex toy. The female, we see the female as a sex toy. It's a quality PhD. The first thing he or she, something like that.
Nana, me last but one question.
Yes.
Me say you are be a friend of fundamental human rights.
Fundamental human rights, yeah.
Na obi beka say abufrei abra wo nyini oni hu kwan say wonu so tumi exata the sexual path a wo pese wo fa so ana intino chinchina as say or conforming to the norms of the family and in the community. Obi beka say is it not an abuse of abufrano fundamental rights say ubesha say this sexual behavior of yours is unacceptable and you must be schooled to standards. Is it so wrong to say and answer it is an override and answer a breach of our fundamental human rights?
Okay, thank you very much. Fundamental human rights, I think, as it stands now, there, you be or kind of constitution may say, empathy our person,
Mpacho Sabra will be a network now, Wanti, Yanti,
okay, because the first fundamental human rights is governed by a supreme book called the Constitution of the Nation.
Okay.
And there's a saying, say, if you go to Rome, you do what the Romans do.
Yeah.
And I mean, can't be our kind of constitution, man. Not Emma or Barney Bearman to me, the money. Sorry, Obama or Barney the money and a Bearman the money to me.
Okay.
I don't think so. A constitutional truth, sir. It's already crying. A crowd better. It's Yambra. If you don't face the fundamental rights, the all come.
Okay.
And I sounds to be the rights in Nana is protected by the papa.
Ne papa, and the guardian. Yes. Yes.
If you know, the law near Pemudia, and in the first place, no. Apano, anathema, menogram, powerful nogram, they are at fault. Because all my Obanos are go contrary to the constitution of the land.
Okay.
But what I say?
Matthias said.
And you have your fundamental human rights, Mukra.
Okay. And permit me to ask you this. Intina Abra, what try to school your child to standards, to conform to the norms of the family doctrine and as a community. Now we finally, what do? Do you disown the child and answer who apply for Skakra?
But to come to the question is to be a man.
You nami bisasa and prempe.
But to you.
Abra, what tries to ube schooling the child to standards? Ube schooling it to conform to the norms of the society and also the community and also the family doctrine. Say Subino is unacceptable. Now we now still Abufrano, he or she is bent on the person where you now. As a parent and as a guardian, what do you do next? Okay. Ube apply for Skakra. Ube apply for Skakra. Ube disowning the Kakra. And now say, they necessary way.
Okay, if you know, yeah, Kakra can say, yes, Obane, a quite study about it, John and I will now swear. You have to pay in tranching.
Okay.
And you know, to see, I know, the other bedroom say, the funny say, yes, you say, Oban, like, the Obanye, Uncle way with another Obamba when he also in aquarity. Aquarity, you know, and your parents in Nkwan. You will see our share. Parents come to tell my time, Mamma, Bani, and your Mary and Papa. Time nay, active time in an either to school or sorry, not to Diablo. Oko from the refuge in our bread. It's your funny say, Obano, so already a kind of the first one. Also, feel saying, Intina, you won't be one of my a bad one. We say, you know, and yet too much of an addiction. If you won't pour my drugs sound very addicted, and we have rehabilitation centers, yet you will quite a warm. Counseling is number one. And you quite say, what is only a Korano? When another say, well, to a Korana JJ, and answer what to me pay should know. After counseling, you have to accept the child as your child. And you will say, no matter what situation I will choose to know, or do or the man that's your dog as a parent. And then they can say, oh, say, I know. Because in the first place, you can kind of say, oh, parents, on our failure, I'm not going to do maybe I work through. If you have to love the child, after loving the child, you take the child through guidance, counseling, and prayers. I believe prayers work.
Yeah.
And I know, sir, if you do those things, that's the left and the right.
Okay. Dr. Medase, I am responding to this comment. This is coming from Emmanuel Olonino from the Delta State, Nigeria. Dr. Nana Prebe Pachoti Enga. Weifi Emmanuel Olonino from Delta State, Nigeria. Or say, if my son starts acting like that, I will first talk to him. But if he doesn't listen and wants to continue doing that, then he will have to pack out of my house and go to his partner's house. What do you make of this?
Okay, what if your son is the male? That means the other person would have to come and stay with you, the father. No, so this one is that means you, the father or the parent, you are losing the child. It's like you saying that your child is going wayward, so you want to kill the child. No, you can't do that. It's all about love and acceptance and guiding the child. If the child knows that you love him or her more than the partner does, the child will definitely dress back to you.
Exactly.
So it's not about using the military way. You shouldn't be militant in any way. Also, what you have to say, apropos, now what is the free? You open. So also say that you have to or how you say more. So the message this is not it's not a small battle. It can happen to anybody else. As I'm telling you right now, I'm talking to you right now. So many parents are fighting this battle, and not even parents. So many spouses are fighting this battle because their other spouses are bisexual.
Yeah. So, Emmanuel Olonino from Delta State, I beg, do not pack your son out of the house, but rather help him to come out of it. Another problem, there's another one here. The person did not come up with his or her name, or say, only one slap from me will drive away this madness from my boy. This is Nigeria.
This is a typical African.
Yes, I say, only one slap from me will drive away this madness from my boy. This is Nigeria. This is Africa. That is not our way of life.
Yes. So you see, as a father, only one slap. What if this child runs away and never comes back and shows up after 10 years? You lose the child. So that's what I said in the like earlier on, that we even bringing up our children, we bring them up in fear and tremor. We, the parents, we don't understand what parenting is. Then tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Nana Prempe, you know, I see any education. I would have my viewers. You know, and we hope to catch up with you on your next episode.
Thank you very much, Nana.
You are welcome, my boss.
I no
yeah. That was Nana Prempe and Nana Yenino Echuchen Komono in China home run. Now yet was no the next person Miankasa Midu Yase Makume Motofe Emilia Johansson all the way from Denmark. Now so answer na Emilia Ebebano yen kind of comments ni bikakra. Hi, my name is Ivan Olonino. Okay, ya kind way. Olonino from Delta State, Nigeria. If my son starts acting like that, I will first talk to him, but if he doesn't listen and wants to continue doing that, then I would have to pack out of my house and go to his. Okay, then he will have to pack out of my house and go to his partner's house. That's a bit harsh. When Mr. Olonino, thank you so much for your submission and that's your comment. But regardless of the fact that your child had chosen to charter a path that you do not like, casting him out and as a drive him out of the house, no, I don't see it to be a very good solution, because at the end of the day, you would see him someday and you would regret you let him go. Bring him to yourself and then, manage him. Help him to come out of this menace. Thank you very much. And this is from, I'm Stephen Marfu from Tema Community 2. Once I find out that my ward is acting gayish, I'll first take him to see a doctor or a psychologist to determine if all is well with him. And also make sure I monitor his friends and the kind of things he watches with his smartphone. That is beautiful, Honorable Stephen Marfu from Tema Community 2. Yes, when you find his actions very strange and I say weird, help him out. Seek a doctor's help. And I say, talk to a psychologist. Sometimes, I honor the children and I say that yes, they may be battling with a lot of psychological issues. Sometimes you may not have that kind of experience to talk to them, to come out of it. And I understand. And then you also spoke about, where is it? Yes, I monitor his friends and the kind of things he watches with his smartphone. I always say, parenting is a full-time business. If you're not ready, do not even get into it. And then before you realize, my wayward. A lot of things are going through the world or the minds of children. Why you're observant when you not are too late. Monitor the kind of friends that will ban a war. So, woman a smartphone, it is good to get your child a smartphone, but you have to ensure, say, and near man wash on the smartphone, no, and near man a bit impair, no, and as a bit corrupt, no, you should be able to look at all this. So, the bear watching it, in as much as oh, bringing up, no, and now oh, titino, no, uncle say, enkofa or how, emfa, emrel. Another one is from, I think such children, okay, let me read this. I think I'll first examine his friends. Maybe he has new friends that are trying to introduce him into it. I may even change his school and see. But if we all try this and he still wants to be with guys, then I will take him to see a pastor or a doctor. My name is Marigold from Copenhagen. Thank you very much, Marigold. Thank you so much for your submission. Yes, monitor him. Observe him with keen interest. Abiana, when you're new friends. Most of the things we know or we have done today is as a result of an get to know the people who are manner from friends. Get to know the things they talk about. Be in their minds. As a matter of fact, be your child's best friend. Say the way I'll be transparent towards you. So we are in a hash, we are gidi abufano or the best you. Me ankasa me babema Emmanuel Afari Jr. I found out say the more na me yen hey no, a man to me open up to me. But when I open up, now be transparent, and I said, so me show the love, affection, and care. He is easy to talk to, and he easily opens up about issues. Okay, another one here. I will plant a lady into the life of my son if he starts acting weird, and I'm sure the lady may help drift his affection for his fellow man. My stepbrother used to be gay until my dad connected the lady to him. Now he's so active into women. This is Nana Osei from Toronto. Great show. Thank you very much, Nana Osei from Toronto. Nana Osei say, when your child is acting that way, now what try and say, plant a lady into his life. For baby Brana Brabum. I think I've seen a couple of things like that in I think what's the series? What's the movie? I think it's a movie from Tyler Perry. I think How to Get Away with Murder. Yes, I saw scenes like that. Yes. Get a woman, get a lady, get the opposite sex or gender into the life of your ward or of your child. And I'm sure with their continuous interaction or engagement, it may help your child to drift away from such an act. I think it's a smart move. We should try that too and see. Yeah, thank you, Nana Osei from Toronto. If my son dares try that shit in my house, I'll first talk to him very well. But if he continues to show love in another man, I will take him to the military camp or barracks to be disciplined. I'm sure he will come back as a changed person. This is from Robert from Achim Oja. Many Robert said I was anywhere drink. According to Robert, no send a ban chance dying to buy be a desire. No one in Casara Nasa won't ya. But the back of my soldier for the brim na near Trentina or Bebano. Not sensing will not tear in so. But I know when you would check a crab because in person you tell person was the sound bano. You may rather harden him or by more. Because in a conform Mosha, see Omodio Mumacon, Calaboni school so big Jacron. No move free barracks to buy no. I feel crown on my head anymore. No. Young Connie and Koshe made off by Emilia Johansson, so I drink on the topic from Denmark.
Yo, abusuafo, ene den so nyame aboye ho ban. Me amene wo kase from Emilia Johansson me kase from Denmark. Hotspot so na yasan hie. Ahaya ne yebebo nkomo papa no. Opa futuo nkomo pa na eye hotspot. Na topic na mechire madwen kakra as a parent, guardian, and I make say mother. Say me who say me ba and I say akwala me guide no eye bibi ete saa se gay ana se lesbianism beginning no me nka hwe nkyira akwala no me nka ne hwe but mehwe no me study no more me study no more me start ape movie bi series bi efa saa tebea no ho na mahwe reason ti nipa yesa de ma nipa make saa choice no say ye gay and a lesbian na eno achi no make ipu akwala no and I say teenager, yes, mostly make people ne secret in confidence say men kan chire ne papa mpo na me ankasa me start say me study bi say nkwala bi wo ho a omo ye teenager obetratra nema different but na actually no onye gay and a lesbian but obetumi de saa nema no a start to say de oye bi so obenyina koduru ba bi na ente saa enti bra wo ne nipa na ti a wo study no ene no ehwe se de otie no na montu tie no obetumi wo ne mienu nko a betumi anya nkomodie bi na wo hwe na adwene nipa saa no se wo fiti preko attack na obi adwene be na say excuse me to say oh nipa saa de wo bona ana say wo ye no wo tete na eno beti afiri nani so ana say no sabi mpraduasa ye ya mamre ya Africa mamre ni ye hunu say Bible nyame de ja say Sodom Gomorrah nti no ye nyame achiwade na saa niema no nti wo ye bad time awo mu nsem awo mu nsohwe ete say awalem but this time around no akwala ne ya wo ba wanyense ne bosome nkono awo no wontumi nkunu mfiri wiase ana remember say nyankopon na ode sa akwala no ma wo no owosoro ana ohwa akwala no nso sanya me korona na ma akwala no ahoden ma ne home enti wuni pasabi one hwan say obejeje enti se still anu hu se wo ba no saa na oya eye guidance ene mpaibo ena obebo minimo bia ne baye gay na sabi ahwefo mpamwacho bebre mi boro eye story enye just story but true story ena me nality achiro eye example nti men time wo ho ba acho ne baye gay no ya asole panyini na ode ne ba na koma asole mpanyimfo bi mintimi mo asole ne dini se omuntu omo ho anamon na momo torture akola na buru na nso no na asole no mu mpanyimfo ni bi enso so ehia sex a omo kofa boy no enene da. Can you imagine that? Onyini ye ne life wa say. Wow, therapy after therapist. Ebi ana wo wunya sika kora sabi emfa ntua therapy ka. Nti eye doc nurse wo yi kire wo ba no. Na said your tie bia no. Wo fa ne sa. Meka sa na ya ye tenten. Nti se ye media na se mehu bibisa na mekire meka nyina ne se mekire me ba ne do. Na ma tunifo. Na se mpaibo anye yi amwa na me guide no na ma kire no kwan a omfa so said ye sabi oba anya ne menstruation na onim ye tam na ne yesusu no o ma me be che ebe fro de wa atena se na wa kire kwan a obefa so a obebo ho ban na wanko blidi wa outside angu ho anim ase. This is what a true mother should do for his child, his child or her child. Her child. Well, when is a bad time, we am our and found one in near or tear any subaya or we and your character. Say adiano, nipa na feeling. Aha. Se wumpe nkunkunta be yo de kwara wumpe nkunkunte be so de saw kwara wo be wumpe. Aha, nti sa na tie. Nti nyame ode akoma na ma no se onni akono maba de na be hotspot for mumfa ncheme we a sensitive issue, but say ye face reality pa ena issue say no e wo se wo ka nokore e bia to say me mba nka mekunu ka me say share 9 months wawo ama ba hwe no tue school fees abresam fifire wa benya 13 years na hu bibi say ya kune abofo Gabriel mfiri soro meka nchiro say o jama nkunu o jai no ompataw udi ekunu wie na bambe kire obehia we kire why ene na ye hotspot nko an obetie sa nkomo we bi nyame nhira mu nyina adehye mba medam wase.
God bless you to Nyankopon Israel, Medofopa Emilia Johansen. Ohebe mi akane nyinara. Yes. Ni edikan no. Twen abofra no ebata wo ho. Wo ye den eye wo ba. Wo ye den wakofa aba eye wo ba. Try to talk to the child. Try to understand adia a driver abofra to do what he or she is doing. When we know, can it be home? I like the story now I'll share with us and say, so for penny de neba, a command crofose or money in casa and cast it out that menace no from Abofrano. Abofrano no dinner than a sex toy. Or more exploited Abofrano. Can you imagine? Into Abofrano Baba back no, I go back to say, what back with a change of mind, and I said, what's this no? Now, figure out why you hardened. And the best way I will be to treat such issues no, is not to be too hard on the child. And more far during this stage, they're very, very fragile. If you're too hard on them, they can break up. And what they will tend to know, it may not help you. The say, keep them close. Now we will stretch from a bit me a fast with free. But if you keep trying, if you keep forcing, and it's not working, just let them be. Sometimes that's who they really want to be. You can't change somebody who doesn't want to be changed. A basa one sha, obefa aye bonibi. One shakra, now what was Akokano, Amane Washo, or him Emilia Johansen. Yet I was Nyankopon Shram. You were a last comment to her. Near draw or you're pulling down the curtains to end up our show for today. And I say, it's so painful to see your child indulge in such an act. Over here in the States, you can advise him but can't force him to quit or abstain. Sorry. It's so painful to see your child indulge in such an act. Over here in the States, you can advise him but can't force him to quit or abstain. He has the rights to his own body and sexual freedom. All you can do as a parent is to support him to play safe. That's the best you can do. Once they get into it, trust me, it's okay. Once they get into it, trust me, it's a different feeling. I'm Gabriel Mauricio from Bronx, New York, US. And I said, managing such an issue, no, it depends on the community where you find yourself. If you find yourself in our local setting, to say in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, Ayana enam says we frown against it, Ayana in response towards such actions near a bit harsh. But in the developed world, no, and they say we to implement such an approach. Into no, a money no one and a money how be brise will be and I wanna watch one dream from outside the continent of Africa in our say you can push them so much. Yes, because one year you may end up breaking them and as losing them forever. Finally, we are coming to the end of the show. It's always hard to say goodbye, but I guess this is what time will permit us. Now, Abraham kono futuwa medema on say, be a parent, not just an ordinary parent, but a good parent. Parenting is a full-time business. It is not a joke to be a parent. So when you're a bad time, not for the past 1 month, you don't even check your child's phone, and you might share on a laptop, and you might share on the smart devices. Shame on you. You are not working as a good parent. So when you're a parent, now you don't talk to your child's friends. You don't go to his or her school to find out how he's doing. The kind of people are all socializing and are associating him with her. Please, as a parent, you are slacking. You need to be able to understand your child the way Abofrani is dreaming. Baby Abofrani, if he's not home where he will be, the now for 4, you need to understand all these things. Because aside as a parent, it will influence Abofrano. The community that Abofrano finding itself in, the community can also influence the child. The friends at Abofrano, the kind of friends the child plays with, they also have a very huge way of influencing your child. The content Abofrano share on TV, on social media, on the internet, all this content your child is exposed to over the internet, they have ways of influencing your child. Please, Parenting 101. Talk to your child. Be his best friend. Dear Wobia, no man in country. Now, one in eating commoners, men yen hey. Abofrebia and Pesa Ubeti Etiano, and I say Ube Jujuno. Yen say, na yen to me entity of Mofrano, said the Proverbs 22, verse 6, train up the child the way he should go, and when he is of age, and as when he is old, he will not depart from it. Nyankopon show us a worship programming. Yes, so Nyankopon say, wow, we are bad time, and now we are bad time. Eventually, we be a Dutch. Yes, so say, keep your children very close. Be by them. Get to know what turns them on, what makes them happy, what makes them sad, and get to know anybody within their inner circles. So that when they start putting up strange attitudes, you will know where to start from. If you don't know the source or the origin of the problem, you may not be able to treat it. God bless you and catch up with you next week. My name has always been Emmanuel Afari. You can call me Kenza Blanks. Stay blessed.